Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your legs locked so tight it felt like your muscles were tearing apart? For millions of seniors, these sudden cramps aren't just painful. They're terrifying. They can steal your sleep, weaken your muscles, and even raise your risk of dangerous falls. Here's the shocking truth. These cramps aren't random. They're your body's desperate warning that it's running dangerously low on key nutrients. Left unchecked, the pain only gets worse, your circulation slows, and your independence begins to slip away. But there is hope, and it's sitting right on your plate. In today's video, we're uncovering the top 5 superfoods proven to fight cramps at the root. These foods rebuild muscle strength, restore nerve function, and keep your legs moving with confidence. So stay tuned, because just a few simple changes in your daily meals could stop the pain before it starts. Let's begin with one of the most powerful foods for muscle health. Something small, simple, and already in most kitchens. Eggs. When you crack open an egg, it may look simple, almost ordinary, just a golden yolk wrapped in white. But inside that fragile shell lies a small universe of strength, the kind of strength that tired muscles crave. For seniors who wake up in the dark of night with calves twisting like knotted ropes, eggs can be the quiet rescuer waiting in the kitchen. Think of your muscles like a team of workers repairing a road. Every day, wear and tear creates cracks, potholes, weak spots. Without the right tools, the road crumbles faster than it can be fixed. Protein is the repair crew, and eggs bring them all in one cart. Every single essential amino acid ready to patch, rebuild, and reinforce. One egg may not look like much, but it's like sending in a full construction team overnight to smooth out those cracks and keep the road safe for travel. And then there's the sun captured in that yolk, vitamin D. It's more than just a nutrient. It's like the light switch that powers your muscles to contract and release. Without it, the engine stutters, signals misfire, and suddenly your legs seize like rusty gears. Seniors often spend less time outdoors, so the body misses that natural sunlight. Eggs quietly step in, carrying a spark of sunshine inside, helping calcium do its job, keeping contractions smooth, and easing the risk of those brutal midnight jolts. But the story doesn't end there. Hidden in the yolk is vitamin B12, a messenger for your nerves. Imagine the wires inside your body carrying signals from brain to muscle. When B12 runs low, those wires fray, the messages break apart, and instead of a graceful movement, you get a spasm, a sudden cramp, a spark gone wrong. Eggs bring back the insulation, keeping the signal steady so every step, every stretch, flows the way it should. So the next time you look at an egg, don't see it as just breakfast. See it as armor for your muscles, fuel for your nerves, sunlight for your bones. And when paired with other foods, its power multiplies. Which brings us to the second ally in this fight. A food curved like a smile, bright as morning, and famous for its golden gift of potassium, the banana. If eggs are the builders patching up your tired muscles, then bananas are the electricians, keeping the current flowing so every move sparks to life. Picture your muscles as lamps in a long hallway. For the light to shine, electricity has to travel smoothly through every wire. Now imagine what happens when the wires flicker, when the current drops. Suddenly the lights stutter, or worse, they go dark. That's exactly what happens to your legs when potassium runs low. The signals between your nerves and muscles misfire, and instead of light, you get pain, a sudden cramp that tightens like a fist. Bananas carry that missing charge. Bright, curved, easy to peel, they may look simple, but inside each one is a golden store of potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6. These are the silent guardians of your muscles, steadying the current, balancing the fluids, calming the chaos inside every contraction. Eat one, and it's like plugging the lamp back into the socket. Suddenly, the current flows again, and the darkness of cramps gives way to smooth, easy movement. But bananas aren't just about chemistry. They carry comfort. Their sweetness reminds you of summer afternoons, of fruit bowls on the kitchen counter, of energy before a long walk. Seniors who keep a banana nearby before bed often notice their nights soften. The muscles relax, the storms inside their legs grow quiet. Imagine taking a slow breath and feeling the grip in your calves loosen, like ropes untying one by one. That's the quiet magic of this fruit. And here's the hidden twist. It's not only potassium at work. Bananas whisper to your nerves through vitamin B6, making sure messages travel clean, sharp, and true. Without it, signals scramble, and what should be a gentle step becomes a stumble. What should be rest becomes a restless night. A banana fills that gap, restoring order to the orchestra of your body so every note plays in time. So the next time your leg seizes in the dark, think of the banana not as a snack but as a conductor lifting the baton, calling your muscles back into harmony. And just when you think the orchestra is tuned, another player steps onto the stage, smaller, crunchier, but just as vital. That's where nuts and seeds enter the story, carrying strength in every handful. If eggs are the builders and bananas are the electricians, then nuts and seeds are the quiet healers, slipping into the cracks of your body like oil in an old machine. Imagine gears grinding inside a clock, every tick harder than the last, metal scraping on metal. That's what happens when your muscles are starved of magnesium. They tighten, they spark, they seize, but toss in a handful of almonds, cashews, or pumpkin seeds, and suddenly the grinding softens. The gears glide again, smooth, silent, effortless. There's a reason these tiny bites have been called nature's medicine. Each almond, each seed, carries minerals that calm the storm in your muscles. Magnesium is the gentle hand that relaxes the tight rope of your calves. Potassium is the steady rhythm that keeps nerves and muscles in step. And the healthy fats are like a soothing balm, cooling the fires of inflammation that build with age. One small handful can do what pills sometimes fail to: restore balance from the inside out. And don't let their size fool you. A single pumpkin seed, no bigger than your fingertip, holds enough magnesium to quiet restless legs in the night. A walnut, with its brain-like shape, is filled with omega-3s that reduce the silent swelling in your joints. Even the crunch of biting into them tells a story, strength sealed in a shell, waiting to be released. Picture this: a senior struggling with cramps every evening, pacing the floor, massaging calves that won't let go. Then, a simple change, a small dish of mixed nuts before dinner. Weeks later, the cramps come less often, the nights grow calmer, the steps steadier. It isn't magic. It's minerals working like tiny craftsmen, mending nerves, repairing fibers, greasing the pathways of the body so movement feels natural again. But the story doesn't stop with crunch and minerals. These foods also carry energy that lingers like coals glowing long after the fire dies. For seniors whose muscles fatigue quickly, nuts and seeds keep the body fueled, the blood flowing, the legs ready for the next step. And just as the clock's gears turn smoother with oil, your body turns smoother with these gifts from nature. Yet even healers need allies. And the next one doesn't whisper from a shell. It spreads across your plate in green waves, leaves unfurling with the power of earth itself. Let's turn to the fourth food on our journey: leafy greens. If nuts and seeds are the oil that smooths the gears, then leafy greens are the fresh wind that sweeps through your body, clearing the dust and bringing new life. Imagine standing in a meadow where the air feels lighter, where every breath fills you with energy. That's what happens when spinach, kale, or Swiss chard make their way onto your plate. They are not just vegetables, they are nature's green batteries, storing minerals in their leaves like sunlight captured and saved for when your muscles need it most. Think of your muscles as violin strings. Too tight, and they snap. Too loose, and they fall silent. Calcium and magnesium from leafy greens are the careful hands tuning those strings, making sure every note plays in harmony. Without them, the music becomes chaotic. Cramps, spasms, stiffness. But when you eat a bowl of greens, it's like inviting a master musician to tune the instrument, restoring balance so the song of your body can flow again. And there's something deeper in those leaves. Chlorophyll, the pigment that paints them green, works like a river cleansing the blood, improving circulation so oxygen moves freely, feeding every cell. Seniors often feel their legs grow heavy, as if walking through mud, but greens lift that weight. They thin the sludge, open the channels, and let the river run clear again. Picture a grandmother stirring a pot of collard greens, the steam rising like a soft fog. She may not know the science, but her body remembers. Each bite is a quiet medicine, easing nighttime cramps, loosening stiff knees, letting her climb stairs without pausing on every step. The greens don't shout their power, they whisper it, day after day, meal after meal, until strength quietly returns. And here's the beauty. They fit anywhere. Toss spinach into an omelet, add kale to soup, stir chard into rice. Their power is humble, hiding in the everyday, but the results are extraordinary. They remind us that sometimes the strongest cures grow in silence, in soil, under the sun. But as powerful as greens are, the story isn't finished. There is one more food, sweet and earthy, that holds energy like glowing embers, ready to fuel muscles long into the night. Let's turn now to number 5, sweet potatoes. If leafy greens are the river that keeps your body flowing, then sweet potatoes are the glowing embers in the hearth, steady, warm, and life-sustaining. Imagine a cold night where the fire has nearly gone out and someone places a single log on the coals. Slowly, the flames return, the room fills with light, and the chill recedes. That's exactly what sweet potatoes do for tired, cramp-prone muscles. They bring back the warmth and energy that age slowly steals away. Their power lies not only in their sweetness, but in the quiet strength of potassium and magnesium tucked inside every orange bite. When your muscles tighten like ropes pulled too hard, potassium works like a gentle hand, loosening the knot. Magnesium follows close behind, smoothing the fibers, easing the tension, allowing the body to exhale. It's as if the cords of your legs, wound too tight, are slowly unspooled until they rest easy again. And then comes the fuel. Unlike the quick spark of sugar that flares and vanishes, sweet potatoes burn slow, like glowing coals that warm the body through the night. For seniors whose energy dips like a fading candle, this slow release is a gift. It feeds the muscles steadily, supports blood flow, and keeps cramps from striking when the body is most vulnerable. Those quiet hours before dawn when everything seems to seize. Picture a plate of roasted sweet potatoes, their skins crisp, their flesh golden, steam rising like whispers of the earth. Each forkful carries not just comfort, but healing. Antioxidants that soothe inflammation, vitamin A that strengthens tissues, minerals that steady the heartbeat of your muscles. For the grandmother who wakes up clutching her calf in pain, or the grandfather who struggles with stiff steps at dusk, this simple root becomes more than food. It becomes reassurance, a promise that the body can still find its rhythm. So as the day closes and you prepare your evening meal, think of the sweet potato not as a side dish, but as the final ember in your fire, the quiet strength that keeps the night calm. And when joined with eggs, bananas, nuts, and greens, it completes the circle. 5 humble foods working together to protect your legs, restore your energy, and let you walk forward without fear. So there you have it. 5 humble foods, 5 gifts from nature that together can turn nights of pain into nights of peace. Eggs, bananas, nuts, greens, and sweet potatoes. They don't come in fancy bottles or promise instant miracles, but meal after meal, bite after bite, they rebuild what age tries to take away. Because in the end, it's not just about avoiding cramps. It's about freedom. The freedom to rise from bed without fear, to take a walk in the park without stopping every few steps, to dance at a family wedding, or simply to stretch your legs at sunrise and feel steady, strong, alive. That freedom is priceless, and it begins with the choices you make at the table. If you've ever felt the grip of a cramp in the dark of night, you know how frightening it can be. But you also know the relief when your muscles finally let go. These foods are your allies in that battle. Quiet defenders standing guard inside your body, making sure you can keep moving forward. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 foods do you already enjoy, and which one will you add to your meals this week? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else who is struggling tonight. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss the next health tip that could change your life. Together, we're building not just stronger legs, but stronger lives.